Hey, everybody, it's the coach. This is the NFL on EA Sports. We are moments away from kickoff, and we've got a good one on tap between the Carolina Panthers and the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'll have scores around the league for you at the half, but it's time for a little football. So we'll hand it over to our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Well, Coach, any Florida resident will tell you that afternoon pop-up showers and storms are the norm, and that's exactly what we have right now. Actually expecting a pretty steady rain throughout today here in Jacksonville at TIAA Bank Field. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Carolina Panthers and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Here we go. The final week of the NFL season. Week 17 is underway. This is taken at the 3. He gets away from 1. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. So here's the first drive now for the Jags. And leading them out there, their 6'5" quarterback.
And what I'm looking for from him today, the things every quarterback is looking to do. Lead his team to a victory. Doesn't matter whether he's throwing it, running it, handing it off, however he has to do it, as well as exhibiting some leadership, that's what he's trying to accomplish.
Watch tight end. Watch tight end. Tight end's right. Tight end's right.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. The catch made by James O'Shaughnessy, the tight end. And a loose football. And it's picked up by the Panthers. And this one will be brought back to the 22.
As you and I both know, one reason teams script plays to start a game is so they can practice them ahead of time. I will guarantee you that fumble was not in the script.
You don't think they had fumble written next to play 1 there?
No, that was never in the script because they want to have good memories when they go into a ball game, not something that could have gone wrong.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Derrick Henry. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down. They'll try to run for the first with Henry. And he gets the first down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11. He needed a yard. That's what he got, and it's going to earn him a new set of downs. A first down carry for Henry. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. 8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. They'll try to throw now. Young. And that will be caught by Moore. He's got a Panthers touchdown. DJ Moore. His 14th touchdown now on the year. As his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
Here we go.
Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. You know, in our research packet this week, prepping for the game, so many articles from the local beat writer about the offensive struggles of this team and what will they do this offseason. What do you think they'll do?
Well, number one, they'll turn to their self-scouting report. And every team that's any good does this. They have outside groups. Check out their team, scout them, and tell you who can play, who can't play, and reasons why. Some of it may just be health. They have to get some guys healthy and back out on the field. But overall, evaluate this squad and make the changes that you need to.
Gets around him. He takes this for 3 to the 29. Defensively, here are the starters for Carolina. They're going to need to be strong against the run in this one.
Most of their challenges have come in the passing game because against the run, they've been pretty darn good. Now you've got to figure out a way to slow down those receivers before they get downfield and maybe make a few more plays on the ball when it's in the air.
The Panthers turn to their nickel set here as they get ready for third down. On play action, they'll throw. Got his man, that's Harry. A 14-yard first down pickup for the Jaguars. The starting drive number 2 off on the right foot. Completion for the first down. Drive 1 is they had to be pretty frustrating because they moved the football. They just didn't get any points out.
But warm-up QB, too. Let's bring in the backup. I mean, my goodness, you take them downfield and you don't score points. You know I'm being totally facetious here, right? I'm just kidding. Nice first drive. Rarely do teams score on every single drive in a game, but they like what they did there. They just hope they can pay it off this time with some points. Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
Someone's looking fresh, and his O-line is definitely licking their chops. Everyone likes to run block. If you're an offensive lineman, nice early burst, nice gain, too.
2nd and 3. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. Oh, he almost had it for the pick. A great chance there for the interception in the end zone. Instead, third down.
Not only did they drop what looked like an interception in the end zone, they blew a golden opportunity to shift the momentum.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Back to throw. And he's able to find Diggs. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
But we're used to seeing the guy that you consider the number 1 receiver double covered. But how about this guy? He's double covered and finds a way to make the play for a first down.
That's how you increase your Madden rating, right?
No doubt about that at all. And you know something?
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. C.J. Mosley, the linebacker, making sure his presence is felt.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game watching this offensive line because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? They're going to look to throw. And he's going to be dropped back at the 15-yard line.
We're talking about how teams are so competitively matched, and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal, that's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
Well, you know, he hated taking the loss there on third down. So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. So I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone and get you 6?
Now after the made field goal, back out Lambeau to kick this one off. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Telvin Smith that time there to make the play.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
From the 27, Young. Now he lets it go deep for Kirk. And this will be caught at the 30. Touchdown, Carolina. Christian Kirk, his 5th touchdown now on the... And the Panthers strike quickly here for 6 points. Extra point try good by Gano. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. And getting our first update now from Nashville. And the early going, it's the Texans out in front. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL. And now a throw here secured by his running back out of the backfield. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7.
Under 10, under 10, 10.
After one, a 14-3 ball game.
14. Silver. Shift.
On 2nd down now, Dillon. Oh, now he bowls him over. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs. I think everyone in the stadium saw that big hit coming.
And I, as a former defensive back, have to admit I'm a little disappointed. He actually was able to hold on to the ball. He brought the lumber on that play. Give my man a whole lot of credit for
and the ball is knocked out, and it's picked up by the Panthers. And his guys are going to get the football at their own 47-yard line.
All these years we've been watching the game, I start to get the sense that whenever it rains out, those guys who have to touch the ball and carry it, they're extremely resentful about that weather.
Yeah, I'm just happy I'm not resentful that we have a roof over our heads. I know that much.
Yeah, maybe we won't fumble our play sheets here as we just saw the fumble happen on the field.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
The play fake, now Young. Now he lets it go deep for Kirk. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked by Ronnie Harrison. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
On 2nd down, Dillon. And that closed up quickly there as he gets it up only to about the 17. 5 yards on first down, but now just a 1-yard pickup there on 2nd.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. Not much going on this drive. Looks like they're going to have to punt it away, CD.
And right now I know a lot of their fans are screaming for the OC to change things up, get away from what he's been calling. Sometimes you just need better execution of the plays that have been called.
He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. Powers ahead at the 45. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the Panthers will take over in terrific field position. Here again comes the captain of this offense, leading his crew back out there now. And he's looked pretty good. Does have the 1 interception, but 2 touchdown passes so far. Your analysis.
They'll take the offset. When you talk about throwing 2 touchdown passes, no one wants to see an interception thrown, but those things happen in the course of a ball game and over the course of a season. But throwing 2 touchdown passes, that's why the team has an advantage. That's what they're looking for more of.
They'll be hoping to make it a 3-to-1 ratio here in the 2nd quarter. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. They'll run with Henry, and he's going to get hit at the line of scrimmage and driven backwards. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level, because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. A 3-yard loss. 4th down now.
I love the intelligence the defense just showed there. Read their keys, saw the screen developing, ran to it, and smothered it. What a 3rd down stop by them.
And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin them back. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
But one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
The rush defense stout on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. They'll run now with Dillon. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. This one complete to the tight end, O'Shaughnessy. Good defense holds him to only a yard, and it'll be 4th down.
That was a nice throw out there to the flat, but they defended that pretty well. The hope is to go ahead and put it on him so he can turn and get upfield and gain additional yardage. There just wasn't anywhere to go on that play.
Now Sanders. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. Derrick Henry trots back out there and gets ready to go. It's the 2nd quarter. His team has the lead, but I think he's hoping for a little bit more production out of himself.
And we often talk about preaching patience to a runner when things are a little bumpy in the early going, but we have to do the same thing with the offensive line. They can't wait to halftime to make the adjustments. They have to do it from series to series. So those surface tablets come into play. Check out what the defense is doing and see if they can find a better way to run it.
So they search for that patience here now. It's a gain of a yard, and it takes us to the 2-minute warning. We've got a 14-3 ball game with 2 minutes left in the opening half. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. Give him 10 there, good enough for a Panther 1st down. A solid run by Derrick Henry, and here's another 1st and 10. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Sometimes I watch games and wonder why they use play fakes on certain passing situations, because it's not going to fool anyone. I don't know if that was the case here, but the end result was the same. No one fooled. The quarterback was hit.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Young. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Miles Jack in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out, you see, and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you.
This is caught inside the 15. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. This is Henry. So he got free of one tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. On on 2nd and 9. Young. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Christian Kirk, the man he was looking for, and it's 3rd down. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. To throw, Young. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks for those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
And with that last field goal, that puts him now at 300 made on his career, and that is something to celebrate.
And that puts him in the top 30 all time. So he's really made a mark, and he's got plenty of life left in that leg, that's for sure.
There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. He's just been looking for some space. I'm not going to pin it on him or the offensive line, but they need to get this run game going better.
Sometimes you just have to credit the defense. They came in with a plan themselves. So I think now you try and mix things up a little bit. Get the ball in the hands of some other people, find some other playmakers, but always let the defense believe that he's still a threat.
I was going to say, don't forget about him.
No, don't take him totally out of the game.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. They'll keep it on the ground again here. And he's going to have a 1st down, but not sure it'll matter as the clock will continue to run. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Back to throw now on 1st down. He gets it complete to Harris. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down. They'll throw now on the final play. He's going to float this over the middle deep. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. So we've reached halftime here on New Year's Eve. As we send you a couple hours south of here to Orlando, that's where we check in with a coach at our EA Sports halftime. And okay, so much for our halftime break. Apparently we're going to get right back to it. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. This fielded at the 2. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Here he is, the man taking the snaps under center, heading out for the next possession. And maybe he's... The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spend the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now it's Henry. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Throwing, Young. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
On 1st down, Henry. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Off the play fake, Young. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Miles Jack. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. first possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Let's get it.
Here's 2nd and 8. It's complete to Diggs. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. A big one there for the Jags. 18 yards, first down.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you make curl a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. A good pickup there, 26 yards. They'll run on first down. Dillon. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
He's had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. On second down, this is Harris. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to third down.
When we talk about Luke Kuechly, you can't talk about his overall game without talking about his intelligence and how he controls the whole defense. He quarterbacks that defense, and at times will actually make checks, just like a quarterback would on offense to get him into the right defense. They definitely were on that play. How about that finish, holding that to a minimal gain?
They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Here's Dillon, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe they'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Got his man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. Stephon Diggs with touchdown number 7 on the year, as his guys are back within a single score. That's the score you felt they had to have here in the third quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
Let's go!
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. Of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
A real field flipper there, as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. Sets him up nicely. 1st and goal. It was a pickup of 14.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. They'll run with Sanders. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. Give him 4 on the carry there. It's 2nd and goal. When we talk about being on schedule, I think they're on schedule after that run, getting it right down there on the doorstep.
Maybe even a little bit ahead, because now the defense can't dictate with pressure. They're guessing about where you're going to go. I might come right back at them with the same play, the same set, and see if they can stop them.
chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down. Back now in Jacksonville. It's the Panthers out in front and in control of the football as well as we begin quarter number 4. And the 14-year trusty veteran able to knock it through, and they double him up here. That makes our score 20-10. So his second field goal of the game, and that could turn out to be the big one.
Yeah, you have to make them score twice to beat you, and that's not impossible. But here in the 4th quarter, puts their backs clearly against the wall.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. A Jacksonville first down on a pickup of 17.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. They'll look to throw here. It's caught inside the 25. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. A big pickup of 38. So a big play as it gets him all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. Now a carry for Dillon. And now running right through it. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. They moved the ball over 50 yards between this play and the last one. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Jacksonville. A great play there. His first touchdown on the year. As they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how we're going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
This is taken at his 4. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
Let's go.
The Carolina offense making their way out. We take a look at the playoff picture in the NFC. And it's all come down to this, hasn't it? Final week of the regular season. As this year's playoffs play out anything like the regular season has gone, could be in for a wild and fun month of January.
And we can break the rules because we can look ahead. All right, there's not a coach out there that's ever said to their team, all right, let's look three weeks down the road. It's always right here, right now. Forget that. Think about what the playoffs are going to look like. The teams that we see that are already in, the teams that are trying to get in, we could have some great matchups.
7 yards there and a first down. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking...
Touchdown, Carolina! Derrick Henry, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Panthers, they widen their lead. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one, because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. And out Now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And they'll be looking to build off of a nice drive last time, a drive that really relied on the quarterback.
Making good decisions, distributing the ball well, distributing it accurately, keeping it away from danger. A really nicely run drive.
And got his man complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. An excellent pickup of 34 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. Catch is made by Harry. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. And the play goes for 19 yards. Gives them a new set of downs.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely. Great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? On the draw, it's Harris. This will be a 5-yard pickup as they move it from the 20 to the 15.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. He's got his tight end O'Shaughnessy. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. That throw good for only a couple. That brings up 3rd down. The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. And he's able to pick up the 1st down before he's tackled right at the 10. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. First down, and they go back to Harris. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. A gain of 3, 2nd down. On 2nd down now. Dillon fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Taking it in from 7 yards away, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game.
Brandon, would you say they went from agony to elation in just a few quick seconds on that play?
Probably thought they were about to give it up in the red zone and then touchdown.
Yeah, there is absolutely no way that they drew it up and said, this is the way it's supposed to be done. It just happened.
But the end was down, Jaguars. The Jaguars on 3rd down. 6 conversions and 9 tries. They've done a great job of picking these up. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. They face a 3rd down now as they try to find a late score. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. James O'Shaughnessy with touchdown number 8 on the year, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a 1-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
This one fielded at the 5. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a first down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Henry will get it. He's been busy today. Running right through him. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Now the Jags will use the 2nd of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. And he's going to take this across midfield into Jacksonville territory. The Jaguars now will use the last of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. So they come up on second down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing. Again to Henry. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. A 20th carry down for Derrick Henry. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. Miles Jack there to make the tackle. Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7. Now a handoff to Henry. And dropped at the 35, but able to display some strength on the run. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. On 3rd down, Henry. 14 yards, good for a Panther first down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. So this one is over. A victory for Carolina. And I tell you, this was a fun one. Just a close game. Nothing comes easy in this league, as you know. They had to work for that victory.
I've got to go back to what you just said. Nothing comes easy in this league. How many times have we talked to coaches prior to a game and assessed, the strengths, the weaknesses, the whole deal? Even in games when one coach was a decided favorite, what do they always say to us? But you do know this is really a 7-point league. 7 points either way usually decides a ball game. We had exactly that in this one.
And not only that, but this is a gutsy road victory, one they can hang their hat on. So for the Panthers, a final win means they will finish off the regular season.